Okay, so let's start. Good evening, everybody. Before we start, I want to apologize because I had to open the video might not be so bright, but I had to open a lot of browsers. In fact, Zoom had asked me to shut down some of the browsers, but because we are doing more of a practical sessions and I want to do a lot of demonstration, I'll need to leave the browsers, the different browsers on so that we can actually make this thing more interactive and faster. So I'll be sharing my screen as we go in. So let me start this class with something funny. So basically we are starting with MetaLlama. MetaLlama is the foundational model that was developed by Meta, that is Facebook. So let's start by asking it something fun. Let's ask it as an in Indian politics, come up age of Nigerian politicians. Nigeria about AI. So let's see what it will tell us. Okay. So everybody, can we see the image on the screen?
Yes.
So that is basically it's showing us Nigerian politicians teaching Nigerians artificial intelligence with almost no laptop and just pen and paper. So the question is, how do you learn about artificial intelligence if you don't have the basic tools to learn about it? They want to go to the basics of artificial intelligence because we really want to know so much about it. So, what really is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence basically is a group of so I want to do a recap for those who are just joining us. So I saw that a lot of people joined between last week and so let me just recap. Hello?
Let those that are not talking mute. Let others mute, please.
Okay. Somebody needs to mute their distance, please, so that we can.
Please open the mirror.
Okay. So basically, what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence basically is a group of computer applications that can basically now do a group of activities, a group of tasks that before now were dedicated to human beings. As in, these are things that we used to say that only a human being can do. So artificial intelligence are those applications and software that can basically come and do those things. Now, it doesn't mean things like writing letters, things like doing business plan, things like on their own without human guidance. Things, application and software that on their own can just create things, design pictures, come up with business plans, come up with proposals, take all your calls, things that we used to say are exclusively for human, but now they are being done. Now, artificial intelligence is not a new area. It has been there for the past 50 years. But before now, basically only computer scientists, only computer gurus could work with artificial intelligence. Some of us would have been using it before now without even realizing it. You've been typing on your phone before now, and it will tell you the next word, suggest the next word to you. Those are artificial intelligence. You want to watch a video, or you finish watching a video on YouTube, and nothing that you like comes up. That is artificial intelligence. Or you have people who use Siri or all these voice prompts. Those are artificial intelligence. But before now, the normal average human being like you and me, we're not conversant with it because we're not so computer techy, all that. But then in 2017, Google came up with something called large language model, which is what this large language model basically means is that it's called natural language processing program. It basically means that you can talk to these softwares without using any code, and they will understand you and they will do exactly what you ask them to do. So let's do a small demo of what I mean. Let me go back and share my screen so you guys can see me. Let me share my screen. So let's use something like Gemini, for instance. So let's say I want to ask Gemini, I say let's say I want to change my car engine oil, for instance, and I don't know anything. I now ask Gemini. So Gemini is the artificial intelligence platform from Google. And now say, as a Toyota specialist, tell me the best engine oil that I can use in a Toyota Highlander 2013 model that will be used in Nigeria. Give me examples. Sorry, Nepal. Give me examples and references. Sorry, I hope you can still see the screen. My light is having issues. And references.
Yes, we can see it.
Sticking to the facts. So basically now what it explains to me. So let me ask it. Assume that I am a novice. So if you look at the tool now, it explains to me as if I know nothing about engine oil. It walks me through the steps of what I need to know about the right engine oil, the one that suits my distance. So these are knowledge that basically we should go to an expert. But artificial intelligence now is the way whereby me and you can now start to use it as in our everyday life and everyday experience. So artificial intelligence is a bit different from your normal Google search. In your normal Google search, it takes you to different references. In your normal Google search, but artificial intelligence will create something that is specific for you in your level of knowledge. It brings it down to your level of knowledge so that you can understand it and know how to make better use of it. Okay, so that is a lot of us, when we come to, so let's now go to where we're here for today. A lot of us, when we want to use artificial intelligence platform, we tend to use it more like our Google browser. And we ask it questions without tailoring it to a specific need that we are having. And what this means is that, just like our speaker last week facilitator explained to us the difference between a good prompt and a bad prompt. Prompting is the tool that you use to get the best out of artificial intelligence. Now, what does this mean? Artificial intelligence is more like your teacher. Your teacher who comes to teach you everything, anything that you want to know. But then this teacher, the way to get the best out of this teacher is determined by the questions you can ask this teacher. So when you now come in and say, okay, as acting as a CEO in Nigeria who imports pharmaceutical products based in this thing, explain to me as a novice what I need to know to go into pharmaceutical importation. What this means for us is that understanding how to prompt these artificial intelligence platforms are critical to us getting the good results out of all these platforms. And what this basically tells us is, in the current world that we are in, let's also do something with, we've done Gemini, let's do Perplexity. Let's say, write a proposal about, let's use God to, okay, so first of all, so there's something called context. Context means explaining to the artificial intelligence, because if you don't understand context and explain to the artificial intelligence, I want you to act as a preacher. The way, if you tell it to act as a preacher and ask it to act as an atheist, somebody who doesn't believe in God, it can explain the same thing to you, but from different perspective. So it's very, very important that you give this artificial intelligence platform the context. How do you want to present this thing to you? So let's say, as a preacher, write a proposal about God to a class of 15-year-old children who know nothing about God in 100 words, sticking to the facts. So, if you can see now, you can see it has come up with a clear proposal. It comes up with a clear outline of how a 15-year-old in less than 100 words can understand everything about God. So the same way, when you want to get the best out of all these artificial intelligence platforms, so basically, I'm starting from the ones we know, the basic prompts. So because most of us use artificial intelligence in 3 ways. One, we use it if you want to write, just like this one is for proposal. The other way you can use it for is if you want to read. But for those of us who have been here, the best way to get the best out of artificial intelligence is where you can upload documents to this artificial intelligence platform and ask you to explain these documents to you. What do I mean by this? So for those of us, I asked us to download an app called ChatPDF. So ChatPDF looks something like this. Can we see it? Just one person, can we see ChatPDF?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where is very important for us, because all this while, like I said, we've been working with the foundational model. Foundational models are the ones that big companies came up with. The ones that company like Perplexity that came from Anthropic came up with. The one like Gemini from Google came up with. I've showed us MetaLlama and others. But then what these foundational models basically do is that they just give you general knowledge, but other companies have come to build up things on top of this model so you can get more specific answers. So let's say you now come to this ChatPDF. I will now you have a very complex document that you don't understand. So it's chatpdf.com. So let's say you now come here, you now go to upload. So let me look at one paper on this thing that we can upload. Let me look at something that has to do with AI. Okay, so this is a paper from Mackenzie. So we upload it. So I hope you guys can still see me. I need to read so that I can type well. Sorry. Sorry, I just want to. Okay. I hope we can still see it. Are we seeing what I'm sharing?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes.
Yes.
We can see it.
This is a 60-page document that is a note from McKinsey Global, which everybody knows is a worldwide consultants firm that notes from AI frontiers, modeling the impact of AI on the world economy. But then you might not, this might be a 500-page document. I don't have the time to go through it. You don't have the time to read everything about it. So what you now need to do, you upload it on this AI platform and you now come and say, summarize this document for me as a novice in AI in 10 bullet points. So let's see what ChatPDF will do for us. Do we see what he has done?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see.
He has taken this document and has analyzed it and have brought out the 10 key points that I need to understand as a novice. So now let's say I say, as a policy maker in Africa, what key points from this document can I use to defend bringing AI into schools in Africa? So let's see what it does again. Are we seeing what it's doing now?
Yeah, we can see.
So basically, it has now tailored this thing now. So as a policy maker, it has brought out the 10 key points for me from this whole document. Which means when you want to now use AI now means there are different ways of using this thing that you can get different wonderful results that makes your life easier and better. So let's say we ask it, as a marketer in Nigeria, how can I leverage this document in marketing activities? Let's see again what it will do. Are we seeing? So as a marketer, it's now telling you, it highlights economic impact. Use the document insight on AI as a significant driver of economic growth to position your product or service as an essential tool for business to thrive in an AI economy. Now, see something. You can see this page 50. It's referring us to the area of that page, part of this page where it got this information from. Do you see that? This point now, it got this particular point from page 36. So you can go there to check. This other point, number 3, he got it from page 14 of the document. This other point now, educate your audience, he got it from page 50 of the document. This one, he got it from page 49 of the document, and so on and so forth. Which means, if you decide that you want to develop yourself, for instance, and you don't have the time to read a complete business book, what do you need to do? Get the PDF of that business book, come to PDF, ChatPDF, upload this document and tell it, give me the key points from this particular book. such that it summarizes the book for you. It will not help you to know, do I want to read this complete book or don't I want to read this complete book? But if you notice that in all the charts now that we've been doing, the one we asked Gemini about, the one we asked Perplexity about, the most important thing in all this is the context. If you don't tell it that I want you acting as so and so person to explain this thing for me, it will just give you a general outline and a general explanation. It means that for us to get the best out of this artificial intelligence platform, it's important for us to know that the questions we ask it is very important. The way we formulate the questions is what will determine how to get the best out of these platforms. When we don't formulate the questions well, there's no way we can get good results out of it. The people who thrive in excelling this, because I was listening to see the magic about artificial intelligence. You can want somebody to write, there's something, let me show you guys something. So let me share the screen again. I want to show us something. Hold on. Just a moment, sorry, it's not coming up. But what I wanted to show us was a document. So what people now do with AI is, let's say you can create different prompts. What this means, you can just type as a sales rep, come up with a proposal for marketing to traders in Idumota, which means you just write out all these prompts, you type out all these prompts, and you just keep them handy, so that when you now come into Idumota, you just put, if you come into my shop and you look at my shop, you don't need to have prepared your proposal before coming in. You can just, in my shop, just tell the AI, write a proposal. You can take a picture of my place, upload it, and say, write a proposal on how to market so and so to somebody whose shop and business is looking like this. And based on what that artificial intelligence is seeing in that shop, it will use that prompt to write a proposal that targets that particular person's business as they are at that particular moment. Which means the better we get at prompting, the more likely our getting better results out of all these different artificial intelligence platforms. So, okay, I've seen the document. So you see, can we still see this thing now? So you can have your prompt list just like this. So you can say, okay, as a business, so this is some of the prompt lists I can have. If you know the difficult questions you want to ask, you can just come up, create a page that has all these things. So if you are facing any customer at that particular point, you can take this prompt and key it into that reference and see the results. So let's take this one that says, as a businessman in Nigeria that is a key importer of FMCG and is facing low patronage because of the increasing inflation rate and insecurity, how will you keep your business running and still remain profitable? So let's see what it will give us. So I copy it, copy. I go back to this. So which one do we use now? So let's say we use let's use Llama. So let's say I come in now. I come to Llama and I paste. Let's see the knowledge that Llama will give to us. So it's now telling me, as a business person who is based in Nigeria, that these are the strategies. As a businessman in Nigeria, facing challenges due to inflation and insecurity, here are the strategies to consider to keep your importation business running and profitable. It lists all the distance. So we look at it, I say, okay, I look at it, I say, which one now? I say, okay, based on this number 5 that I say contingency planning, and I ask it, what specific example of contingency plans giving specific examples and verifiable links can you share with me? So now, based on the answer is given, you can now come up with more questions. So we can now see now it's not giving me specific plans and has gone ahead to give me the link from Unilever's Sustainable Living Report, Nestle's 2022 Half-Year Financial Report. So the better the question you ask it, especially coming from the last question, it will give you more answers. But then there's also a downside to artificial intelligence. And what is the downside? You see the question we asked it first, Abby. We can see this question that we asked it, everybody. Can we see? The first question we asked it.
No, sir, we can't see.
We're not seeing the screen.
We didn't share the screen.
Okay, I thought I shared the screen. You were not seeing the screen when I shared.
No, you didn't share the screen.
No, you didn't share it.
It was where you copied the question. You left on their point.
Sorry, I thought I shared it. Okay, let's let me see. Okay, let me just use, I'm trying to bring the llama up. Can you people see it now?
Yes, you can see it now. It has come up.
Okay, so basically, this was the question. The question I asked it was, see the first set of answers he gave to me. So I want you guys to take note of something, because this is where artificial intelligence can lead a lot of us astray. You can see where it gives us the short-term plan. So the question is, as a businessman based in Nigeria that is a key importer of FMCG and is facing low patronage because of increasing inflation rate and insecurity, how will you keep your business running? So it gives us a short-term measure. It gives us the medium-term and long-term measure. And it now gives additional recommendation. And I asked the follow-up question based on this contingency plan. We all saw what he did, Abby.
Yes.
But now let's watch something. I will clear the screen and see. I want you guys to take note of something. I post the exact question and I ask it. Who noticed anything?
The response is different from the first one.
Exactly.
Very, very different, completely.
Exactly. So, which means if you are not careful, what I always advise people is, when you're asking an artificial intelligence platform a question, try to use like 2 or 3 different platforms. Like this one is Meta Llama. Meta Llama is giving us different answers to the same exact question. Which is why I keep saying, don't outsource your thinking to the artificial intelligence platform. As you are using it, also use your mind and assess. Ask different things, because the answer it gives you to a question now, if you ask that same question again, it gives you a totally different answer to that same question. It means that artificial intelligence is a tool to help you and not something to substitute your thinking for you. The mistake a lot of people make is that they tend to use it to substitute for their thinking. Because sometimes what it does is it gives you a good answer, but because this thing has been trained with each artificial intelligence platform, like this Meta Llama now, has been trained with over 100 billion token. There's something called token. So when you ask it a question, it goes to this 100 billion pieces of information, sifts through and gives you the first answer. When you ask it again, unlike your normal Google search, it goes back to that over 100 billion, sifts through, collects another package again and gives to you. So it means that when you come up with this first answer and you go to court, say, yes, this is the right this thing, they say, okay, now let's verify this thing that you are asking, that you are claiming that is right. Or ask this question in front of us. You ask it that question in front of it again, it starts to give you a totally different answer. Do we get?
Yes.
So it means that wisdom must direct us in our use of artificial intelligence platform. Now, I also want to explain something because our time is almost up. Nobody currently understands how these artificial intelligence platforms does its thinking. The people in Meta don't understand. The people in Google don't understand. The people in Microsoft Copilot don't understand. What people know is that when this is called transformer, as in a series of computers are lined up, linked, that if you give this information, it processes and gives to this one, it processes and gives to this one, that by the time they think, it's arranged like the way neurons are arranged in our brain, that by the time you put the input and it gets output, it gives you something that makes sense to you. But how does it actually come up with that result? Currently, online researches are going on massively in that space, but nobody understands how it works. So it means that we also need to use all these things with wisdom, and we don't just do garbage in, garbage out the way we do in our conventional system using different softwares. Which means it's also important that as you are putting this in, you are asking it, stick to the facts, stick to verifiable facts. Give me links that I can verify, which means if he has written all these things for you, the next question is, give me references that I can verify that you used to come up with this information. Because most of the data that is sharing, let's say for instance, our Oga Aniche here has written about 100 articles on a particular subject, and professors in US, in UK, in Canada, in Japan, in North Korea have written. It will go around all the papers that they have written, all these articles that they have posted on this thing, and pick points from all of them to come up with articles that it will share with you. How he does it, we don't actually understand. It now means if you want to get good results from this thing, you must keep learning daily about how to make better use of it. But what you can understand that, let's ask it now before time runs out. As a business consultant, come up with a marketing plan for a small supermarket to be cited in Aja, Lagos. Stick to facts and share verifiable references. So can we see what he's doing now? He has told you Aja location. It has a population of 1.5 distinct population. He gives you for the source, Lagos State, as at 2022. Target market, demographic, middle class family, young professional, local business, psychographic, health conscious, as you should target health conscious, convenience seeking individual. Estimated market size, it gives you, so